Is it recording?
Yes, it is.
And Lord.
Okay. Good morning. Today we're going to talk about angle measure. Yesterday we did linear measure. So, angle measure today. You should also have the assignment pulled up. I feel like today it's going to be pretty easy. Tomorrow there's a lot of definitions, so it'll be a little bit harder. So we'll start with some vocabulary. I'm sure you guys have heard of array. So array has one end point, and the other side keeps going and going and going forever. Like a line has both sides, goes on forever. A segment stops, it has two endpoints, it has a length. Array has one endpoint, but the other side goes on forever and ever and ever. When you name array, you always start with the endpoint. Always, always. It does not matter which direction your ray is going, you start with the endpoint. So I would name this ray y, x. No matter what, in geometry, we always make the arrow point to the right. And math, in general. So even though this ray is going to the left, the arrow still points to the right. But it doesn't matter because I started with the endpoint. The only way to go is that way. Does that make sense? So when you name a ray, you always start with the endpoint. So when you're naming sides of angles today, you're going to always start with the endpoint. So we're going to talk about angles. An angle is formed by two rays. So this is my vertex, or my end point of the ray. This side of my angle is side XY, ray XY. This side is ray XZ. And the vertex is the end point of the rays. Okay. So ways to name an angle. So the symbol for angle is an angle. Just like we're going to learn later, the symbol for a triangle is a triangle.
Whoa.
Yeah, the symbol for a circle, guess what it is?
A square.
A square.
It's a circle. Okay, so to name an angle, here's my angle right here. There are several ways to name the angle. You can name the angle by the number right in the middle. So I could name it angle 1 if I wanted. I could also name it by the vertex, angle B. I could also name it angle QBT or angle TBQ. But notice B has to be in the middle because that's the vertex. Now, sometimes you can't name it like angle B, and let me explain that. So what if I have A, B, C, D?
Well, angle B could be two separate.
Angle B could be this angle, it could be this angle, or it could be the big angle. So you can't name it by the vertex if it's connected to other angles. So if it's all by itself, then you can. But if it's connected to other angles, you cannot. So if I wanted to name this angle, I would say A, B, C, or CBA. If I wanted to name this other angle, D, B, C, or CBD. If I wanted to name the big one, A, B, D, or DBA. Something funny? CBD? What's that stand for?
It's the oil and
Oh, it's... Didn't even think of that.
it's the oil.
There was one time I named an angle, it turned out to where it was dab, and then I could dab, but now I didn't do that. Darn. Okay, so if you look at your assignment, the first few, you're going to figure out how to name angles. You're going to say how to name angles. So what would be another way to name angle 1? So it's this CBA.
Angle B.
Can you find it? Could I say angle B?
No.
How come I can't say angle B? Because it's connected to other angles. So do not click angle B because it's connected to other angles.
Isn't it angle 1?
It's angle CBA.
Angle 1, another way to name angle 1
Oh,
would be CBA. Is everybody okay on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is an incorrect way? A way that you cannot name this angle.
DFE.
So,
DFE.
yeah, DFE. Why can I not name it DFE?
Because E is in the middle.
Because E needs to be in the middle. DFE would look like this. DFE. So that would be the wrong angle. So DFE is incorrect. Michael?
On number 3, how do we,
Yeah, let's talk about it. So for number 3, there's 3 ways to name. So you're going to do 3, 4, and 5 this way. So there's 3 different ways. So this is an angle all by itself. So I could name it angle B if I wanted. And it doesn't matter which blank because I put all of the answers in. Capital B.
Does it all have it doesn't matter?
Yeah, do capitals. I think I did a capitals. It doesn't matter which blank because I put all 3 answers.
So all of them have to be caps?
Yes, I think so. I think I do have them as all caps. Okay, what's another way to name the angle? A, B, C,
A, B, or CBA.
or CBA. And it doesn't matter which blanks because I have all three answers in all three blanks. Does that make sense? So you could have B down here. It doesn't matter.
Well, those are
So you're going to do the same thing with numbers 4 and number 5. You're going to name the angles. Now the thing about number 5 is you want the shaded angle. So could I name it angle K? No, because it's connected to another angle, so be careful.
Can you say angle 1?
You can say angle 1, yes. Good. And
Martin
then
King Luther.
Martin King Luther, yes. Love it. Okay, so stop when you get to question 6 because we're going to talk about that stuff next.
Determine whether the angle is obtuse, right, or straight.
Oh, that's
I can do that.
I know. Good, yes. We are going to talk about that.
The fat, the tiny, and the
You do?
Angles?
Okay, are you guys okay with naming angles? Naming angles. Okay. You will also have some problems like this. I think it's down further to like number 8.
Acute.
Okay, so let's look up at this example real quick. The vertex is the point where the two rays meet. So what would the vertex be of angle 2?
V.
V. Okay, so it would be V. Name the sides of angle 5. So here's angle 5. When you name the rays, you have to start with the end point. So what would be one of the sides of angle 5?
TS.
TS. Notice I'm starting at the end point. So TS is a side, and what's the other side?
TW.
TW.
Isn't like the CW like show?
Yes, it's
channel?
It's a thing.
It's a
Okay, what is another name for angle 4? Could I call angle 4 angle T? I could? Why could I not?
Because there's two angles.
Because that's connected to other angles. So how could I name it?
STU and
STU or UTS? What is another name for angle TWV?
angle 1.
Angle 1. Could I also say VWT?
Yeah.
I could. Name a point on the interior. What do you think interior means?
Inside.
Inside. Name a point on the interior of STV.
W or a
Angle
W.
W. So that's just a point
not a T.
on the interior. So your question that's similar, or how, use the picture to name the vertex. So on 8, you're going to name the vertex, which is that middle letter. Are you good with that?
So capital.
So yeah, use capital. So angle 4, if I find angle 4, what would be the vertex? T. Number 9, you're going to name another way to name each of these angles. And I don't know why I have a dot in there, so ignore
Yeah,
the
I
dot.
thought it was a
Yeah.
multiplication.
Ignore the dot, I don't know why it's there.
Is 5 supposed to go to T?
Do what? So if I want another way to name angle 3,
WTV.
WTV, right, just don't say angle T, because that would be wrong. So WTV, or you could even put VTW. It doesn't matter. Do I have any others like that? Okay, no. Okay, so you will have some problems like that. Let's do a little bit of review. I'm sure you've seen some of this other stuff before. First of all, though, I don't want you to get annoyed if you ever see a little M in front of an angle. So like this angle is 80 degrees. If I want to tell you that the measure of that angle is 80 degrees, we put a little M there. So don't let it bother you. So the measure of angle A is 80 degrees. So I just wanted to point that out because you'll see that sometimes and you'll be like, what the heck is an M? M is the measure. So hopefully you remember that an acute angle is so cute. Acute angle is less than 90. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
A right angle is exactly 90. Obtuse is more than 90.
Straight.
And a straight angle is 180 degrees. Do you guys remember that? Okay. So you will have some problems where you have to tell me, is it acute, obtuse, right, or straight? So if I look at PMN, what kind of angle is that?
Right.
Right. If I look at QML,
Acute.
acute. It's so cute. If I look at NMQ,
Obtuse.
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 And if I look at LMN,
Straight.
straight. Okay, so you will have some problems like that.
Wait, isn't there something about like finding the degrees?
You will also have some problems where you have to find the degrees. Like this right here.
Question 6.
Okay, guys, up here.
Check.
If PMO is 40 degrees, what would the measure of OMN have to be?
Minus 40, so
50.
50, because this is a right angle. 50 and 40 make 90. Okay. You do not need the degree sign, just put the number in there. If LMO is 150 degrees, what would OMN be?
30.
30. How'd you get 30?
Because it's a straight line.
Because it's a straight angle. This whole thing would be 180. So 180 minus 150 is 30. So a straight angle is 180, a right angle is 90. So you'll have to use that when you're trying to find the angle measures in number 7. So if you look at 7, that 39 degrees there, do you guys see that this is a right angle?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think this over here is?
90.
It's also 90. Yes, good. So that's 90, that's 90. If you do 90 minus 39, you'll get this angle. If you do 90 minus 73, you'll get that angle, and then hopefully you can find all the other angles. Remember, all the angles have to add up to what?
180.
180. Okay. One more concept to go over. Just one more. Oh, this is my favorite concept too.
Uh-oh.
I guess there's 2 more concepts. So, when we talked about segments yesterday, and I want you to know that segments equal each other. Do you remember how we marked them with a slashy?
Yeah.
Okay, if I want you to know that angles equal each other, I mark them with humps. Do you guys know the song? My hump, my hump, my hump, my hump.
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna play it for you.
No.
So,
No.
if angles equal each other, they're marked with humps. If I want you to know that these 2 are equal, and then these 2 are equal, but they don't equal those, I would put
2 humps.
2 humps, right?
Oh my goodness.
So we
Is this
always do
Wednesday?
humps to say that angles are equal. Hang on,
Miss
we're gonna.
Brooks, it's Thursday, not Wednesday.
Oh, did I say Wednesday?
No, today
Oh.
is Thursday, not Wednesday. You can't have humps.
Wednesday's.
Oh, can't have humps. It's not hump day. I love that. Okay, so the very last thing I want to point out is an angle bisector, but we are going to listen to the hump song. Bisect means cuts in half, goes right through the middle. So if PN bisects angle MPR, then it cuts it in half. This angle MPN will equal this angle NPR. So they are marked with a hump because they are equal. So on your very last problem on your assignment, it says the word
It's not that hard.
bisects. So it says CB, well, CB and CD are opposite rays. CE right here, CE bisects, that means it cuts it in half, angle DCF. So if it cuts that angle in half, that's going to make DCE,
45 degrees.
no, because we don't know that it's a 90-degree angle. But it's going to make DCE equal to ECF. So I marked them with humps because they equal each other. So down here, when it gives you angle DCE is 4x plus 15, and ECF is 6x minus 5, they equal each other. So you would put 4x plus 15 equals 6x minus 5.
Scrap paper page.
Yeah, scrap paper page. Okay, if it also says, by the way, so I know this equals this, it also says that CG bisects angle FCB. So bisects means cuts in half. So that's gonna make FCG, I'm gonna mark it with 2 humps because I already have 1 hump. This angle equals this angle. So on the next part, down here, when it says FCG is 9x plus 3, and GCB is 13x minus 9, they also equal each other. So 9x plus 3 equals 13x minus 9. You will solve for x. So bisects means it cuts it in half. It makes them equal. I like my little pickup line.
No,
You
it's
must
so
be
cheesy.
my backyard because I really dig you.
Oh
I was
my
so
God.
mad.
Look how cute the dog is.
Bryson's was better.
All right. So, yep, thank